Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Today I'm bringing you my thoughts on Aniyah's Palace in Ground War. Yes, with the most recent update they put Aniyah's Palace in Ground War, and it plays very well, actually. I'm not sure if I've uploaded this video first or this other video first, but I just recently got done editing my review of Port, the newest Ground War map, and in that video I talk about how I think that is my favorite Ground War map. However, now with Aniyah's Palace, surprisingly, it went from being one of the worst 10v10 maps to perhaps one of my favorite Ground War maps. Like Port, Aniyah's Palace is a very structured map. It's a very limited 3-lane map, and as much as I hate to admit it, I think that might be the best thing for the Ground War that they have here in Modern Warfare. And luckily, I think I was wrong in my Maps of Modern Warfare series because the map flows completely differently in Ground War than it does in the 10v10. Don't get me wrong, the Palace is still probably the most important place to hold the C flag. However, the Pool House, the B and D flag are basically where all of the fights are happening, and the way that dynamic is that it pulls all of the people, the flow, over to that one side of the map so that the other side of the map can be free to flank. Now, I've played Aniyah's Palace before in a public or a private match, and there was a flag on either end, on either lane, on the left and the right lane of the outside of the walls. That is not the case here. The B domination flag is in the pool house, and the D domination flag is in the gas station. This, cultivates everybody in that one area, and that opens up the other lane to be a low traffic area so that you can actually flank. On top of the just natural, more enjoyable gameplay because there's more people on the map, therefore you get into the more engagements, those changes, the domination flag changes, really help get this map in a better feeling state. In my opinion, it flows a little bit better than even the 10v10 domination that we had before and the 10v10 team deathmatch that we had before, obviously. Yes, you still get the people camping in the palace, but that's not necessarily the way to win because you need more than just that one domination flag, and just because you have that domination flag doesn't mean you have the pool house or the gas station. It's actually, believe it or not, pretty well designed. However, there is something that I have experienced both on the receiving and the giving end here, and that is when one team spawn traps the other team, it can be pretty darn devastating. Specifically at the headquarters, because this map is so narrow, because there's not a whole lot of places to go, it can be really punishing for players who get stuck in that spawn trap. You can see it actually. I'll throw up on the screen right now. I'll throw up the video, not myself. I feel fine. I feel better, by the way. It's been a couple weeks, but this is video of the spawn trap that I experienced on the receiving end. Either my teammates were so horrible, or it's just the fact that because there's 30 or 24 players in the map, it's very, very, very difficult to kill enough of them to either spawn trap or get around them or to get to another flag. I don't know if I had a better team, if we could push back through this, or if it's just that's how the map is going to flow, so I will reserve the right to say that this is the most horrible, awful, spawn trappy Ground War map ever, the more game time we get with it. But for a majority of my experience, it has been exciting. It's not been, because it's only 24 players and it's not the full 32, I feel like it actually flows pretty much like it was intended to flow. You actually, surprisingly, have some interactions with enemies in those village areas, in the housing areas, in the shop marketplace areas. And that's awesome. That's fantastic. That's something that I never thought would happen. But, one time I captured the A flag and I killed a couple people there pushing up to the C flag from the enemy spawn. It was actually really enjoyable. And that's saying a lot for this map. It is worth mentioning, before I played these games on Aniyah's Palace, I had perhaps one of the worst game sessions just prior to this game session. So this could be the full skill-based matchmaking bipolar swing coming into effect, where I got really easy lobbies, I had a really enjoyable time, and now from now on I'm not going to have an enjoyable time on Aniyah's Palace, but I'm just giving you guys as much information as I possibly can here. But if you don't play Ground War, if you do play Ground War, if you're not interested in Aniyah's Palace, if you're unsure of Aniyah's Palace, give it a shot. And honestly, it might be the new go-to map for fast-paced action. It might be my new favorite experience in Modern Warfare. That sounded weird to say, but I don't know, it very well could be. I was getting a lot of lean kills, I was getting a lot of long shots, I was getting a lot of double kills, crouch kills that I need for a bunch of my camos, especially for this new G36C. I'm trying to get gold here, but I really enjoyed it. So if you want to know about it, if you're thinking about playing it, please give it a shot. Tell me what you think in the comment section below, because this is a really, really well done map in my opinion. And it just boggles my mind why it wasn't like this in the first place. I mean, this so feels exactly how they wanted it to be, in my opinion. I feel like this was designed to be this exact play style. I know the flag placement was a little bit weird, but it certainly feels like this was what their intention was. People fighting in all of these different places, in all of these different aspects, with all of these different lines of sight, with all of these different weapons, snipers, LMGs, assault rifles, submachine guns. It feels so diverse, like a huge Ground War map should be. It's so enjoyable, it's mind-boggling to think that it took a month and a half, 45 days, in order for this to happen. But we're not going to be cynical right now. We're just going to give credit where credit is due. Infinity Ward, this was a big win for you. This is fantastic, and it raises the question, what if perhaps Euphrates Bridge, perhaps Grozny Raid, maybe specifically Arklev's Peak, not necessarily went to Ground War, but maybe Ground War, and only put like a 20v20 or 15v15 sort of thing? Would that increase the enjoyment level of those maps? Because with, spoiler alert again, with the 10v10 maps, it is more enjoyable that they've put in the 10v10 maps. That is to say, Ramaza and Gunrunner. Those are, in my opinion, more enjoyable in the 10v10 playlist, so maybe this is the band-aid solution to all of the maps that play super slow. They just put more people on it so that it's more enjoyable and people move around more and that sort of stuff. So it's an interesting case study, but long story short, Aniyah's Palace, go check it out. If you have checked it out, tell me your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Modern Warfare morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.